is expressed, there is going to be I suppose, an act of forgiveness, you could say. But it's mostly because people are going to realize how limited they are. They're going to realize there's a self within them that is going to unveil all of that they did not see, and they are going to pour inside. They are going to cry in absolute happiness and glee to realize all along there was a self within that loves them dearly, and they see that, and at that point, perhaps for years, until they feel that they are ready to love, they will be in abundant love with themselves. Now I want to take one more leap in this inside beauty and outside beauty. The actuality of this passiveness and sort of blindness about persons who are overweight and are respected to a point where persons who are of more natural weight are pushed aside more, in a sense. Excuse me. Because someone is overweight, it could be very well a condition. It is possible. On natural circumstances, it's not, quote, hard to tell, but at times it is. But truth of the matter is, if the person is overweight and they chose this, or because of depression, because of so much they chose to eat to fill in the emptiness, well, it is illogical, but I'm not going to use analogical ways to express what I'm truly expressing. Realistically, food is by any and all means not a solution to any issue. Words are. And too many persons have been subjected to the, quote, goodness of food. And there are so many advertisements out there about the goodness of food. There's also an excess of weight and unnaturality. So in a very awkward, ironic form, because things are so unnatural, you have an unnatural amount of persons who are of an unnatural amount of weight. Now I think you realize the justification there. This is not about hurting feelings. This is about an actuality. I'm not trying to be right or wrong, left or right. I'm expressing. And if you realize my intentions, and you can see the abundance I am simply trying to express, you do have the free will choice to choose to reflect on what I speak of or not. But that's being selective. I take in many considerations. But the actuality that most are going to realize that for an overweight person, their irony is and their food intake is going, when they realize what has occurred, that they're going to see the reversal of that. They're going to see the reversal of, well, instead of intaking on food, this is partial speculation, but this is being in general. My intake of food was excessive, but now I see where I can put my focus and true value in. Me, my being, my flourishing. To flourish, others flourish. The sacredness of love will be known in ways that many are not going to be prepared for. Those, I believe, who are going to be of the most purest preparations are those who are struggling in conditions that are far worse than America can realize. Third world countries, children in wastelands, persons living in shacks upon shacks upon shacks in Africa, and unfortunately so many examples. Those persons who've somehow found a way to adapt for I don't know what means of adaptation they have used, but for whatever they defined, they're going to see a glorious recognition and acknowledgement upon themselves, by themselves, their core self, and of sentient beings, especially the side of children living in wastelands. Because to say love, to say you love someone, what can they say as far as love? This is not just a country we live in. These are not just states we live in. We're not magically separated from everyone else because we're just apart from them. Uniquism does exist, but we are on the same planet. We live in segregated ways because we see in segregated ways, but we also live in segregated ways. The government has deliberately set this up that way. So the conditions are very unfair. But truth be told, that what love is, those who believe they know what love is, or love because they know they should love, which is not an entirety at all, though it is a partial realization, it is the partial foundations, I would say, but a glimpse. Those who feel that are ready for love, and feel they really do feel love, irony will present himself to you. But those who adapt in conditions that just make no sense to even be, and somehow are able to present some sort of gift to another, whether it be a smile or a piece of a sandwich from a landfill to another, we will truly know who is ready to love and who is of an expression of love. This is the real thing. This is not, we already know a cosmic shift is going to occur. There is no speculation. Speculation and doubt have claimed themselves. They died years ago. This is the real thing. We are seeing glimpses of the government's paranoia. The government is paranoid. This cannot be derailed. It is the truth. We know how quote, powerful the government is. If you do know your research enough, the Vatican has a 5-story reversed underneath. I don't exactly know how to say it. Basically a hive, you could say. Human black market, slave trade, you name it. Israel, massive provider of drugs. And it's all around. But this government is paranoid. The person to literally do the job for the worst ideal to try and occur is paranoid. Speculation is dead. There are 2 nebulas within this galaxy alone. One last year that formed in one night, 5,000 light years long, that represents the DNA double helix. Speculation is dead. Ignore it, let it diminish, along with this reality. It has no use. It only has questions and questions. It leads you nowhere. It is limiting. Do not express limitations. It is illogical.